Hey, what's going on? So, we've got a few things to cover today before we get started with doing it. And today we're going to actually be checking out the game Thunder Rolls by Zeroic. Bring the box in close so you can take a look. I like the shiny. That's not cheap to do either. It's called like spot UV coating. Yeah, that's not cheap to do, but I like it. Yeah, so Zeroic and Richard Launius, they were hoping to be on. It wasn't anything definite. It was a real short notice thing. But anyway, so all the money's paid for the Slaughterville 3 and the director's cut. That's supposed to be shipping. It could be as early as tomorrow, where it's going to be on the boat tomorrow or sometime later in the week. So that's going to be cool. And let's see. We have the comic book launching on Friday. So if you want to be here Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, of course, because that's where we're at. We're going to launch it. Pops will be there, and everybody else will be there, and we're going to have fun with it. I think I'm going to be on tomorrow with them. I'm going to try to get on tomorrow with them when they launch another book. We'll see if I can. Let's see what else. Oh, we have Murphy's Law coming. That's a definitely different kind of story that I've been building on the last. I've been working on that for like a couple of years. I've had it in my head. I wrote out the outline. I wrote the character bios and everything. So, yeah, that one's been going for a while. Let's see. What else do we have? Gone Hunting is in mid-September. We're going to launch that. I've done the first part of the Kickstarter page for it. And you should have seen this. This was crazy. So I usually use Game Crafter for doing all my prototypes, and they're usually pretty good for it. I mean, yeah, they're a little bit more expensive than getting a regular game, but, you know, you get what you can. I built out the complete, with custom dice, because you need custom dice, for Gone Hunting. It was, with the box, $162 per game. That's why we go over where we have to go over, and that's why we charge the $40 per game that we're gonna end up charging when we do this, because they're gonna be nice thick tiles. They're gonna be good quality cards and everything, and yeah, so you know you're gonna get the good stuff. Good velour bags to draw the animals from. So you won't be disappointed when we get it. But and you won't be paying $160 either. So it's actually a fourth of it. So unfortunately, I didn't order those prototypes because that was a bit more than I wanted to pay for them right now. In the meantime, so what we're going to do is we'll show games on here from time to time, and this week we're going to show the Thunder Rolls game. Next time maybe we'll do a Gone Hunting again, since we're Going to be launching it soon. I do want to get one with Ben, and he's talking about coming down. We have to work on the merch store for Big Sexy Outdoors. He wants my help with that, so we're going to do that. And what else are we going to work on? Probably some Big Sexy Cooks stuff. He said he's going to go down to Florida, and he's supposed to be going on an alligator hunt. I'm like, dude, that's a Big Sexy Cooks we got to do. Like, bring home an alligator tail or something. We'll cook it up. We'll find out how to cook it. Okay, we'll figure something out. If it's a stick and fire, we'll do it. So yeah, in the meantime, that's what we're going to do. We're going to check out Thunder Rolls real quick. Again, Zeroic Games, really good group of people. They were on before. We got to talk to them, and yeah, we'll get on that. The first thing is what I really like about this. Usually, I'm not a NASCAR guy. I'm not a stock car guy. I used to watch way back, but I haven't for easily over 20-something years. But this one you can either play it as a single race, a couple of races together, or you can put together a whole season where you have brackets and scoring and everything going on. They have 19 of these different races. We're going to be doing the Beacon 400 today, only because it's the simplest. It has no special rules. I think it does have something for when you do a crossover, and we'll figure it out. But eventually, you can get to the Laughing Rogue 400. And there it is. And we're on it, and the track is neat because it's double-sided. You have the oval track and the road course, so that was pretty cool. So far, I've only played on the oval. So yeah, I got it mostly set up. We'll go through the last little bit of setup, and then we'll get it done. All right, let's switch this camera around. Should be able to hear okay. Yeah, I got the mic on. Everything's good. All right, there we go. Yeah, it's at 720. All right. Yeah, I should actually get, that is another good benefit of getting the page. I mean, I have the paid StreamYard, but getting the higher tier is you can go from 720 to 1080, and nobody wants to see all of this and all the other half of this in 1080, but seeing the game board and everything in that would be really cool. All right, so we laid out the board. We got the oval set up, and with the solo, you got to put these, I forget what they're called, markers on here, just to block the third position on each of these different options that you have. So that, see, depending on where you place on the options, you get a set number of cards. I have the bags sitting here that have the fake dice, which we got to put out every turn. And we have the cars ready. We got the speed cards, which are lesser versions of the thunder cards. We have the hazard cards, which nobody ever wants. We got crew chief cards, and they're supposed to be NP actions, which I have, but I like keeping them down here because I use them a lot. And I like just having them in easy reach, even when I'm not doing a video for this. I would keep them handy. They also have advanced rules, a bunch of copies of, what is it, six advanced rules cards, which I'm not using yet. Jacob just said he's done with bands, so I'm going to send Xander to get him so we can keep doing this. If you get him. Okay. So yeah, we'll put that down here. Let's see what else we got. So we're starting the Beacon 400. Now you could go through every one of these and set them up in an order, or just play them at random and do a whole season. And you'd have to keep score on a separate thing, because after each lap, the winner gets 2 points and the second place gets 1 point. But then at the end of the race, there's a scoring option. I don't have it memorized off the top of my head. I think it goes from 12 down 2 points for each one. But, so this way you may lose one race, but you could do better in other ones. So that's why it'd be cool to do a full season. And you could do the full season by yourself. It's just keep track of which card you used and keep the notebook. And naturally, I am going to be using the Laughing Rogue card that I painted up. And we have a whole bunch. We have all the other cars painted. And this race is nice because it lets you. It's only one stage, which means it only goes around. It only does the. Oh my God! Is it the racing phase? I forget what that phase is called. And then the thunder phase is after. And once you go through both of those, then that stage is over. In a 2-stage race, you do everything twice. All right. Now, the first thing and the most important thing here is we got to start off by setting up the board. Again, we put the speed, thunder, hazard, crew chief, NP actions I keep down here. NP is the non-player driver instead of the non-player character. You put tokens here to see what lap you're on. I never got to 6. So that's one thing I gotta read up on more of that. Let's see. Yeah, we got those tokens. Normally I'd put tokens up for scoring, but I'm not going to score this one. I'm not going to count this one. It's just a demo. We got our dice handy. This one says we use 8 dice. So we got all 8 dice sitting here. We set out the thunder cards because each one of these action spots at the start of the thing, you put out 3 of the thunder cards. And some of them you can see, some of them you can't based on whatever the position is. And then we do qualifying. Now, qualifying normally in races is based on a couple laps around when you're first starting. Here, it's the set of cards. The higher the number, the farther ahead you are towards the first position. So I'm going to set out 8 of these because there's always 8 drivers. 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Okay. And then, honestly, you don't need the qualifying cards anymore, so I'll put them away then. All right, so Xander's going to go pick him up, which is nice. Saves us time. So, I got 15. And then, I just put them down by each of the other. Did we get enough? I just want to count 8. Well, whatever. No big skin off me. All right. So, anyway. So, I got 15. So, actually, I go. That was the highest. So we go here. Blue got 14. Of course, you should know who that one was painted up as. And the next one was red with 13. Got 13. And then black was 12. Of course, yeah, if you're doing a stock car racing game, even though I put Zeroic's sticker on there, you got to have a Dirty Dale car. Okay. Orange is 9. There's no way on God's glorious green earth I was going to have an orange car and not have the General Lee. It wasn't going to happen. I don't care. And then we have 5 for yellow, which is next. And then the last 2 is 4 and 3, which is purple and then green. So yeah, this can actually influence how, not only can this, but also the special rules on the track itself will influence how well you do in the race. It does have an impact right away. So I'm going to put those away. There's also a weather deck. If you notice in the top corner, it mentions weather deck, which is also appearing in Slaughterville, but that's a whole different thing. I doubt they have a zombie flood or a rat avalanche in here. Maybe, I didn't look. But you can play with weather cards that'll influence the track and how many hazards you'll have and so on. But yeah, I haven't used them yet. But that's pretty much it, really. I keep these down here. You're supposed to stack them, but they always play in the same order anyway. So I'm just going to keep them laid out here. And this way, whenever I do an NPC or an NPD action, I just lay it out underneath them so I know they did it. It makes life simpler for me anyway. And it doesn't hurt the game at all. So there's your starting lineup. And start the engines. That's really it. What you do is you take your dice. Again, this one starts with 8. There's other ones that'll have... Oh, I have it flipped upside down. But there's other ones that have fewer dice. I believe the Laughing Rogue one only does 7 and 7 dice because it's a 2-stage race. So that's pretty cool. But it also has things on the Laughing Rogue one where if you land on the blue, you go an extra space. If you stop your turn on a blue triangle, you go an extra space. And there's other things that help you move faster. So yeah, it's a much faster race. So what you do is you roll them, right? And you take these suckers and you put them into groups. All right. And you're thinking, what the heck do I need with the groups for? Well, what you need with the groups for And I'm leaving that out of order for any of the OCD people, just to drive you insane. Okay? Nice. Yeah, I thought about grabbing a couple of the Matchbox cars and seeing if they'd work for it. Seeing if they'd be the right scale. They look about the right size. So I thought that would be pretty cool, just to have different cars. But then I just painted these up anyway, because I like to paint them. I will say, though, even the new contrast paints, which are nice, if you look on the yellow car, you can see there's still that coffee staining thing that it does, where it doesn't completely cover it like a regular paint would. Now, purple did good. Green did really nice, because I put a silver color. See, like the silver of the Laughing Rogue car? That's actually the base coat for everything. I just painted everything silver. And then I painted over top of it with the contrast, because it's a thinner, transparent paint, and it lets the metal shine through while still giving it the tint of color. So, yeah, that's what I did there. That's what we did there. All right. Oh, good. Xander's going to get him. But what you do here is you group your dice, and you spend them. And what you want to do, of course, is buy these actions that are out here. And you only spend one set at a time, then you pull your dice back, and the others go, and so on. But the more you spend, the less actions you have later. However, the more you have on there, like if I put all 4 on here, which I would never do, I'm not going to do, you would get first choice for the cards, the Thunder cards. So that's good. Now, in a solo game like this one, if you're not the top person on each one of these, you discard the card with the most move, and then you just don't have access to it. So what I'm going to do, let's see. I'm simply going to take this 3. No, you know what? I could take 3 or 6. 3 lets me move 1, but if I'm not priority, I get to move an extra 2. So that would be nice. Or I can just pop 6 over here and just move 2. I think I'm going to do that just to show you what that one is. 6. And then move 2. Now I can move up to here and then keep in this as the groove, as it's called, or I can stay in my lane. Either one. I'll just stay in here to show you what that's like, because it doesn't matter. Okay. For a demo, I'm not going to be overly concerned with strategy in a demo, because chances are I'm going to be talking like a madman, and I'm going to forget things. So if I forget anything, let me know. But yeah, in the meantime, as long as you're having fun with it, that's all we care about. Okay? And again, it'll take longer because I'm sitting here talking with you. But again, I don't care. So after you take your turn, okay, and you put your thing out, put your die out, you bought your action, you set the rest of your dice aside. You do have a team board, which if you flip it, it lets you re-roll a die, but then you have to use the pit action in order to redo it, to flip it back over. Now, if you don't ever pit, you have to draw a hazard card, and you get one of these guys. These guys are bad, because if you have them on the hazard cards, there's a red flag that you have to also do that bad thing. Yeah, hazard cards are never a good thing. So I always try to at least put one die. I know it's almost a wasted action sometimes, but I'll put one die on the pit stop to avoid getting a hazard. So in the meantime, so we take this and we go in order. Blue can do what's called a side draft. Now a side draft is if a car is right next to you, you push them back. And if you push this one back, you would push every other one back too. But he can't do that. Now in a solo game or with the AI part, if they can't do it, it says to move them up 1. So then we go to orange. Orange is drafting. You can draft in front or behind, and that just means push. Take it with you, or if he was here, he could pull that guy along with him too. Because it does say or. If it said and, that would be different. Let's see. Red is going to get the red helmet, which means look on their action card, okay, and do whatever that is. And his is a 2. So red gets to move 2, and then he moves this 1. So he's moving 3. Now, cars can push each other and they move ahead, or they can swerve around. And that's what I think I'm going to have him do, is that. Just to pass in front, to be a jerk. All right. Let's see. Red. Yeah. Sorry. Black gets to do what's called a crossover. Now, a crossover, if I remember correctly. Okay, well, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing I wanted to mention. It says in the rule book, everybody gets a reference sheet, which again, reference sheets are nice. We're going to have them in Gone Hunting, right? But this, it says give everybody one, but there was only one in there. So I don't know if I just didn't get them or if there was literally only one. But crossover means you change places with an adjacent car. If it was in front of you, behind you, or in this case to the side, I'm going to move him like that. Just because we can. Now yellow also has a crossover. Okay? Now I've watched, and this is an acceptable crossover. At least that's what they told me. So if that's an illegal maneuver, quote unquote, let me know. Team Purple would draft, but there's nobody there, so he moves up one. Also, if you notice on these cards, not only does it have the top part, but then it has the bottom half. The bottom half you use during the thunder phase. Okay, that's when you really start moving around the track. This is like the warm-up laps. Is this phase. Now green gets to do his ability, which is a move one, and then he gets to move one again. Now, two options here. Let's see. You can move down to the side and go 3-1. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Or we can try to push cars. I think we're going to push them. So again, we'd come down into here, which would push this one here and push this one here. Now, normally when you do a push thing, you have to roll 2 dice, and if the numbers match, you end up slamming on your brakes, and I think you go back 2 spaces. But the non-player cars never have to do the slamming on the brakes thing with other non-players, only with you. Like if I were to try to push the red car up here, I would have to roll my die. And if it matched the number that's predetermined on the red card, then we would both end up breaking. All right, so that is theirs. That's their turn. Then and again, you could just discard these, but I'm going to take them, shuffle them all back in, which is why I need to get sleeves for these. So if you can tell what kind of sleeves they are, that'd be appreciated. All right, then you take this, roll it again. And again, I got the 1, so I'm going to put 1 on here just so I don't get a hazard. It doesn't let me move or anything, but at least I don't get a hazard. You got anything good or just junk?
I think some junk.
All right, set it there. I'll look at it then. Just set it down. I'll look at it.
I don't know, just checking everything. School stuff.
Yeah, it's probably the bus schedules.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're making one for you.
All right, send them. We're done.
Bye.
All right, everybody.
Bye.
All right. So we did that, which is good. We don't get to move, but at least we won't get a hazard card later. So we're going to take this, flip it over. Blue's going to move 2. Now, I think blue's going to punch the outside here. There we go. Orange gets to draft and then do its ability. Its ability is a side draft, so orange is going to draft, hold this one up ahead, then it's going to side draft, which means hunt, and pump all them back. That's what side drafting is. Is it a jerk move? Yeah, but you're trying to get ahead, so I mean, it is what it is. Let's see, red gets the helmet again, so it gets to move 2 because that's its ability. Now keep in mind, I'm using what's called the rookie AI cards or NPD cards. There is an advanced version. You can tell the difference. The rookie one has a heart on it. The AI one, I believe, has a spade on it. I'd like to see them do more. More rookies. They did say they have more races coming, and they're going to do an expansion, I believe, with another double-sided track, one with a tri-oval, and he wouldn't say what the other side was because he wants to keep it a secret. So there's that. Now red, again, we'll move 3. 1, 2, 3, straight across here, and we're going to stay on. Or we could go 1, 2, and then, yeah, we'll do that with them. I'm all about giving people the advantage there. Black's going to do a crossover. So, whoops. Looks like they all wrecked. That is one thing in here you can't wreck, so you're never out of the game. Yellow drafts. Yellow drafts. Let's see. Purple does a side draft, which says, orange, you're going back 1. And green does the helmet and the move 1. Their helmet is 1, so they get to move 1 space, and then they get to move another space. So they're going to rip right into here. And that's their stuff. So again, take it. Do you have to shuffle it after each one? No, you don't. But I do because that's just the way I like to play it. Keeps everything in play. Now I take the dice, roll the dice again. Now, I can either cross over, which would be neat, or side draft and then move 1. So I could do that with the 2, or I could take, I don't want to use 3 4s right away. We already have 1-on-1, so we're covered there. I could use my ability to re-roll one of these, but I don't need to at this point. 5 lets me draft, but I don't have anybody to draft with. So I guess that's what we're doing. We're taking 2, putting it here, and we're going to cross over. Taking old Richie's space here, and then it says move 1. So I'm going to move 1 up to here. Now, on this one, I may have forgotten it on every other one, each time you perform a crossover, move 1 space. How many times did people perform a crossover? Probably a few. And I didn't remember them, so I'm not going to do it for mine on this one. Starting the next time around, we'll start doing that. Yeah, I forgot that was the rule on the Beacon 400. Like I said, I'm going to forget something on occasion. All right, so we did that. Then we come back here, clean up our dice, set them off to the side. So you can see I have, out of the initial 8, I have the 5 left because we did those 3 actions. Darn, I did forget that. I did. So that was 1, 2, and this will be the 3rd. So after each one, you're supposed to put out a red and a blue die from the bag, and I did forget that. So I'm just going to take 3 out now and see where that puts us. I don't want to cheat. So that puts 1 on 5 and 1 on 1. Now, if there's ever more than 1 on 1, I get pushed down out of the priority position, which there is now. Okay, and I could get pushed down further if there's another set. Blue gets a 3, and it's not the blue. Yeah, I did. I got pushed down. I won't get a card from there unless I put more dice. And then there's a 6. All right, now we're caught up. Blue is doing a crossover. There can't do a crossover, so we're going to do the 1. And since it would have done it anyway, we get the thing. Orange is a side draft and a move 1. It can't side draft, so its move 1 is going to be to push like a maniac. And red gets to move 2. Red looks like our breakout winner, but hey, things can change. Things can change. Black gets the special ability, which is a move 2 and a 1. So it's going to go 1, 2, We're going to pull. Now, do I want to pull them down here for 3? I think I will. All right. Yellow. Yellow's going to draft. Yellow's finally crossing the initial starting line there. Purple. Now, purple has a helmet. Purple helmet. Don't even go there because I already did. It's just look. I just finished watching episodes of Beavis and Butthead because they were my generation SpongeBob, and they're infinitely better than SpongeBob. Beavis and Butthead are awesome. So yeah, that's why I went there. But this one actually has 2 abilities on it. Now, in the initial, again, I don't know what the heck that's called. But the first part of the race, you only pick one of these to do if it has more than one. In the thunder part of it, the second part, you do both. So now, let's see. Purple is right there, so it can draft, which means it can go ahead 1. Yeah, you know what? I think it'll just do that. So drafting, push this up 1, and then move 1. We're going to take it right to the side, hoping he gets the ability to either pass or do a side draft on him. And green just gets to move 1. Green did not have a good day there. Green day. See, I got to stop. I'm not even drinking, and I got to stop these bad word association fun things. All right. So yeah, the rest of us are in the back. Orange is not doing so good. Generally, maybe the Duke boys are not quite putting the moonshine in the tank. And yeah, they got to work on it. Again, who knows? They could pull it out. They still could. I gotta put the 1 on here so I get that card. I'll at least be there. I hate doing it. But I will. Because it makes you sit. You don't do anything. All right. So blue gets to move 1. And it really does get quick once you start getting used to it. And once you know, if I weren't such a chatter person. Orange would side draft, but they can't. And then they use their ability, which is another side draft that they can't do. So we're just going to go orange. Red. Oh, man, red. Jeez. Red got this card here. Again, it's really good in the first set, which is their helmet. The driver ability has them moving 2. Boom, boom. And then the card has them moving 2. They're going to lap everybody in a second. Ooh. Black just got 2 drafts and a move 1. Now they can't draft, but what they can do is 1, 2, because they can't do it, they get to move, and then move 1. Could I have stayed down here? Yes. Could I have moved here? Yes. I chose to do here because the NPC character, NPD, whatever, the AI always tries to stay on the group if it's possible. Yellow gets to draft and then use their ability, which is either a draft or a side. So they're going to draft and then do it 1 more time. Let's see, purple gets to move 1. Lucky purple. And last but not least, green gets the driver ability, which green's driver ability is move 1. And then they get to move another 1. You know what? I think they're going to take the inside, just push everybody. Again, if these were real drivers, they would have to do rolls and see if they get pushed back and so on. But as far as I understand, anyway, pushing is just what that is. Again, if I'm wrong, let me know. All right, there we go. So, do I have 4 of each out? 1, 2, 3. Did I forget that again? I tell you what. I guess it really doesn't matter if I do it at the beginning or at the end of it, because, well, as long as it's before my turn. But I got to remember that to do that on the before they do theirs. So let's roll these. I'm not doing the 2 1s on that one, but I'm taking that 6. I got her. No. No, I think that's going to pay off better if I do the 3. The 3 lets me move 1, but then since I'm not going to win this, I might get an extra 2 move out of it. All right. Yeah, I think that might be it may not have been the smartest way, but that's the one we're going to do. So we get a 2. And yeah, again, I just had these laying around. These didn't come with the game. I don't remember where I got them. Probably Amazon-ish. And then there we go. And we start this part again. Now, I'll admit this part is a bit long, but, you know, it is what it is. So he gets 1 and 1. Team Orange gets a 1 move. You're pushing that one right ahead. Team Red gets a 1 move. Where in the world? Oh, yeah, right. Team Red is the lapper. Let's see. Now, Black this time gets 4 move. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, call it 4. And Yellow would side draft, but they can't. So they're coming up to here. Then they do their ability, which would be drafting. So they're moving up to there. Let's see. Purple gets 2 drafts. So we're going to go purple, purple, and then a move 1, which we're going to push them ahead. Leaving poor green all the way at the back. Speaking of green, green gets the draft and then move 1. Drafting, moving 1. So I'm not going to let them push. A 6, a 4, and a 1. Now, a 4 lets me get a die from any other action space or draw a crew chief. I'm going to show you the crew chief cards, so I'll do that. And they do a lot of different things, but this crew chief card says, anytime I want, I can move backwards 2 spaces and then flip your team tile. It's a quick pit stop. Do I have to use it? No, but it can be there. But it also lets me move 1. All right, so then we do this again. Another double 5. Wow. Look at that. And again, the quicker you use the actions, the quicker they're out of turns. So that's a benefit to it. Okay, so this one's going to go here. This one will go down. If I remember correctly. So yeah, if I spend all of my actions right away, then these guys don't have any actions to do. So that's something you got to think about. All right, so blue will draft. Orange gets a side draft and a move 1. No one to side draft with, so 1 and move 1. So they're catching up. That's good. Red, of course, moves 1. Stay in the groove. Let's see. I gotta move those. Black does a side draft, which it can't do, so it goes 1. And then it does its ability, which is moving 2. 1. We're taking it right to here. Just because I think that looks coolest. Could it be the wrong play? Yeah, but I mean, I don't actually care at that point. So you're going to draft ahead 1. And then he gets to move 2. So he's going to draft ahead and take that advantage right off to the side here. So yellow's coming up quick. Purple does a crossover. Does it actually want to? Well, it does, of course, because then with this one, it gets to move an extra, which I don't think I missed any more of them, but, you know, I probably did. So we're going to cross over here and then get that extra move so it can stay in the groove there. And again, that's only the ability of the Beacon 4. Also, speaking of B, okay, let me move green 2, because green moves 2. 1, we're bringing green up. Look at that. I'm in the back. Can you believe that? I'm in the back. What the hell? Rusty Wallace would be ashamed of me. But that's okay. I'm ashamed of liking him. So We can go both ways on this. So, speaking of the B-Con, now this was done in conjunction with not only Zeroic, but also Mr. B Games. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not saying this lightly, because I played both. There's two really good Western sandbox games out there. One's called Western Legends, and the other one is called Spurs. Spurs is done by Mr. B Games, and I promise you, it's the far superior game. I've played both. To me, let's say it's to me, it's the far superior. I've played both, and I prefer the Mr. B one, the Spurs game, over Western. I know Western Legends is for some reason more popular, and that's okay. Other people can like it. I don't care. Like what you want to like. And that's between you and God. You know, the one right behind me. But I got everyththey I could possibly get for Spurs. I think the only thing I'm missing is their bullet dice. But yeah, I mean, you don't really need that. But they have so many expansions that do like little mini games in it, where you're either rustling cattle. I think there's even a train one. There's a lot of different little expansions in there too, and it feels like you're roaming this Western landscape. I should play that one soon too. Okay, we'll do brain freeze. We'll do Gone Hunting next week, and then that'll give me time to refresh myself on it. Then we're gonna do Spurs, because honestly, that's a really, really good, almost kick-assian level of a Western game. And I'm not even a big fan of Westerns. Okay, just like I'm not a big fan of NASCAR, but these guys seem to make me like their stuff, and it's pretty cool. All right. So we did all their stuff, and I got these last couple of dice. I hope they match. So that. All right, for 5, I'm going to put this on here so I can move one. And then I'll save, and this will be the last action that we have for it. And let's get it done quickly. Yeah, see, that's what I'm telling you. This is going to take longer than a normal game would because I ramble. All right, again, but those that know me, those that have been here for a while, know this is what you're going to get. You're going to get me showing you how to play a game, or we're going to, and then we're going to ramble a lot. But if you like just somebody who's willing to talk to you like a human, like an actual person, then congratulations, that's what you'll get here. He's going to come off here to the side. Team Orange gets to do its special ability, which would be the side draft, but it doesn't have one, so it moves 1. And then the card says move it 1. Congratulations. The General Lee's coming up. Red can do a crossover. Oh, does Red want to do a crossover because then it can move 1? Yes, it does. Red's doing a crossover with Dirty Dale, and then comes up 1. All right, but Dale's coming back. He only gets the 1. Look at that right there. Yellow does a side draft, which this one is to the side, so there we go. And then it does its special ability, which would be side draft or regular, but it can't, so it goes up 1. Purple. Purple just got a special ability, which means it can either draft or move 1, which in this case it's the same difference. And then it gets to move 2. So we're going to go bang it, because I'm not pushing it. You know what? We'll stay out here so that we can just skirt along. That's right. I think that'll work. And green gets to move 2. Green swerves in out of nowhere. All right. Now this is my last action. Then we'll put those other 2 dice out. We'll let them take their last action. Then we'll do the thunder stuff. And yeah, stage is over then. So what do we get for our last? Oh, we got a hit. Yeah. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to reroll on that. Okay. So it is what it is. You can grab blue or you can grab red first. It doesn't matter. Let's see. Could I go down to second place on number 6s? Okay, that's only a 1, so it goes down to the last place, which means it won't have any effect on it. But blue, see again, as you can see, once you start doing this, it goes a lot faster because I know what these cards do. This one gives a special ability and to move 1, so special ability, moving 1. Orange gets to do a crossover, and it's, again, with this track or this race, when you do a crossover, you move 1. Red gets to move 1. Tell me you're not excited for that. Oh. 1, 2, which means he lapped, so he goes up 1 lap. And I know it doesn't look like they're moving really quickly now, and they're not, because this is, again, supposed to be that initial set of laps where you warm up the tires. Yellow is going to do a side draft just to annoy him, and then it moves 2. 1, 2. Let's see. Purple. There's purple. Would do a side draft and its special ability, which is a draft or move 1. And last but not least, green does a crossover. So it's going to cross over with purple and then move 1. All right. So that is the regular race. Then we go into the thunder phase. There might be something in the middle between them, but I don't believe I'm forgetting anything with it. If I am, again, let me know. Hi. How are you?
Good.
You're good?
Yep.
You having fun?
Yep.
Okay. I'm almost done. You like racing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hi, Juliet.
I can send you some more play.
Well, we'll play another time. But I gotta finish this up.
Crazy.
Yeah? You like how I painted them? Okay.
I like the
All right.
silver, blue, green. I think that's orange.
Yep.
Red, yellow, black. I like every single one.
All right. Thank you. All right. Yeah, the kids were down, so that's fine. But yeah, now we go through and we pick out our cards based on priority. So I go through this one. I was top priority here. Red would be next. But I'm looking through, and I can either take the 5, which would make me risk getting a hazard card, or I can do 4, which has this horsepower ability. What the heck does that do? After moving, advance your car equal to its running order. 8th place moves 8 space. You know what? That's the one I'm taking. I'm in the back. I need that card. I need to punch it. All right. Over here, I am not the top spot. So I lose one of the 6s. I'm just going to lose that 6. Oops. Wrong one. And then I'm going to take that 6. So yeah, now we're moving like 5, 6 spaces. This one here has 3. So I lose the top one, which will be that one. And I will take that one. And we come over to here, and this part doesn't take long at all. I was not even close to the top on that. So I lose that one. And do I want to take clean air, which says if I have nobody in front of me, move 2 spaces, or I can side draft with this one. I'm going to side draft it. I'm going to take that one. Okay, and we'll collect it then. I don't get any cards from here. And on here, 2 and 1. So again, lose the top, and then pick from the others. Draft or side draft. I'll just draft on that one. Now here's the kick in the areas. You can only have 4 of the Thunder cards. Now if you ever have it, again, I'm sure this would happen more in more players. But if you ever have it where you don't have 4 of them at least, then you have to draw speed cards, which are a lesser version of the Thunder cards. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of this. I'll just get rid of the regular draft one. And then you take them, okay, and on your board, you see 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you put these cards out, normally face down. And that's the order you're going to play them. Now, so you got to think about whatever it is you're putting out there, how do you want to play it? So I could do these horsepower ones, and since I'm in last place, that can really rip me around the board pretty quick. Or if I had the clean air, I see that there's nobody in front of me for 2 spaces, I could move ahead 2 and then do it that way. But I don't know what these guys are going to get too. So the first one I'm going to do, I'll put out the horsepower. I'll do the other horsepower because there's a chance I'm still going to be in the back here. Then we'll draft, and then we'll side draft. Now you look on here and see if there's any, is it pairs of flag? Move 2 spaces for each completed flag set during the Thunder Interlude. Oh, that's this middle part. That's what that's called, the Thunder Interlude. But I don't think that would count as completed sets because I only have the one side. Like this one has two different flags on it, as you can see. I hope you can see it pretty decent. And mine do not have that second flag. Like this one here has one of the flags on one side, and then there's another card that would have like this. So those two together would make a set, right? So I don't have any that make that kind of a set, so I'm not taking that special. So that doesn't feel right to me to do that. But in the meantime, for this last thing, the Thunder Phase, the last part of the stage, and remember the Beacon 400 is only a single stage, then we start off with our first one, and we play that card. So right now I have a 4 move, and then horsepower. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And because I'm in technically 7th place, my horsepower says move 7. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's that. So that's this one. All done and done. Then we do the NP actions. This one gets to move 4 and do their special ability. So blue moves 4, then moves 1 and drafts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then moves 1. So blue, are you blue? Yep, you're blue, and then drafts. So now you see they're actually going to start really moving around. Orange only moves 3. So 1, 2, I'll move you there to 3. Red goes 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Red goes up a lap. And again, this is so you know who's farther back and so on. Black does their special ability and moves 3, which gives it a full move of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. Let's see. Yellow, their special ability draft and side draft, and then nope. I'm sorry. The bottom. They move 5. Yellow moves 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's a lot of randomness to this one, but I don't mind. Purple does 3 move. 1. Let's see. How do we want to do this? 1, 2, 3, and then it would draft, but it can't, and then it would move 1. And then green moves 4 plus its special ability, which is 1. So green's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Green's going to come in. That's part 1. Take these again, put them back on. Do you need to shuffle them? No, you don't. But I'm gonna. So now my second card that again, you program these ahead of time. You put them all in ahead of time. Is again a 4 with the horsepower. So I'm gonna go 1 lap for me, 2, 3, 4, and then my horsepower, since I'm in second place, 1, 2. Yeah, it looks like I went far, or that I did really well there, but I mean they didn't go yet. So blue gets its special ability, which is 1 in a draft, and then it can move 3. So 1 and a draft, and then it moves 3. 1, 2, 3. I think I did 1, 2, 3. We'll take it to the outside on this one. Orange, holy mackerel! Orange gets to move 6. So orange is coming into here and then goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Going 3 wide around the corner. Red goes 4. Red's going to 1, 2, 3, and 4. Black goes 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, yellow moves 4. This is another neat one. How it has that slash there. If you move that number in the top and you're still in 7th or 8th place, you get to move the additional. Just to help catch up. So yellow goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Obviously, they're not in 7th or 8th. I didn't move their thing over. Now that lovely position goes to green and purple. Again, unless I mess something up with them, but anything's possible. Green does 4, and then their special ability of draft and 1. So green, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't draft, and then move 1. Green. I'm sorry, that was supposed to be purple. I think they were here. Yeah, there we go. Purple. Just move 4. 1, 2, 4. Can't draft. Move 1. Okay. Green is move 5, and then an extra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1. There we go. Look, I know what I'm doing. I got this. Next up is yours truly. And I have a 6 with a draft. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I can't draft, but I don't get the extra bonus, I don't believe. Blue goes 4. Orange drafts, can't, and then goes 4. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe that's how they do it as far as the AI goes. Red does a crossover, so I mean, come on. Red does a crossover, and then since you crossed over, you get to move 1. Black's like, nah, that ain't happening. And he gets 3. 1, 2, 3. Yellow gets a crossover. 1. And then extra for the track. Purple gets a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, call 5. And then green gets 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now the last one. I'm actually going to go 1, 2, 3. I made it to the lap 2. And then I would side draft, but I can't. So now we get to see who wins. Blue would do a draft, but they can't. And then they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Orange gets to move 6. So we're going to have to push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Red gets a special one where it gets its ability, which is a +2 move, and then it gets to move 6. So, I mean, I think we know who's 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got red there. Black moves 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yellow goes 3. 1, 2, 3. And purple's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And last but not least is green with 3. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. That is it. Now, if this were another stage, we'd go back, we'd collect everything, roll the dice again, and do all of that over again. But since it's not, we would then count the points, starting with whoever's in first place. I believe getting 12, 10, 8, and so on as we go back. And the only reason you'd really keep track of those is if you're doing it for a long series of races. And that's how you play Thunder Rolls. I wish they could have come on. Like I said, I think I only asked them yesterday because I know everybody's busy with Gen Con these days, and I think Brain Freeze, Essen is coming up. I'm not sure if they're going there. So, yeah, that's your Thunder Rolls. Hope you liked it. Let me know what you think. But in the meantime, make sure you check us back out here on the 12th, where we're going to be with Pops and the rest of the Comics Madness to launch the Slaughterville Book 2. We got the little vegetables running around. And we're going to be launching Gone Hunting in September. But other than that, we've got a lot coming this year. Check out, again, please, dear God, if you haven't already subscribed over at the Madness, do it. Because we're planning, listen, I don't know if he wants me to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway, just because, well, I'm horrible at keeping secrets, and if they haven't learned that by now, something's wrong. I mention it all the time. We're looking at being able to go to a Cincinnati con and doing another live CromCon convention from the convention. If maybe I'll get invited. We'll see. I know he has other plans to get there this time, but hey, if they want me to come along, Kat already said it's cool, so maybe we'll get a chance to go. All right, I'm going to put Big Sexy's overlay on this one for the outro. I think that would be cool. All right, we'll see you next time, and don't forget again, stop in, see us on Friday at 9 Eastern, Mondays at 9 Eastern. We're doing with Big Sexy Outdoors in the Outdoors Indoors. We're getting some pretty cool sponsors. If you missed that, where you actually saw us actually get, you might as well just say it's pretty close to a sponsor, because they sent him a product, and our challenge is to make a cool commercial. So me and Ben are going to do some kind of a really fun commercial using the product they sent, and I'm hoping something big comes for him out of that. That'd be cool. All right, we'll see you in a while.